sleep schedule? Who needs a sleep schedule? Exactly. Kitty's being adorable. Okay. Right. Well, today's stream is I don't know how long it's gonna be able to stay up. We'll see. I've been having a bunch of problems with my PC, so we'll see. I believe in you. It's not me you need to believe in. It's my fucking computer. I just spent like 6 hours straight trying to troubleshoot it and fix it. And I fixed most of its issues, but I just needed to hang on for another 2 weeks so I can get a new computer. You believe in the heart of my PC. Thank you so much, Swedish American Bear. Have I called upon the Omnissiah? Yes, trust me, I have been that desperate. I have absolutely been that desperate. Okay, you're not helping Cassia. You know what, maybe if we just ask Pascal. Pascal, which rights of operation am I supposed to do to fix my fucking... Oh, hi Abel, you're alone. Kitty patootie. Something will eventually appease its machine spirit. Something.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Does the Omnissiah know why it is that in order to speak to you, I have to become one with your flesh? Because I don't.
I am honored to belong, acknowledged.
No, nothing here. Oh, we need to do the Cabela stuff. Ugh, right.
Domin, you wish to discuss this again? It is not difficult.
Oh, this thing, right. Right, to receive orders. I was told there's some data encrypted stuff. Yeah, data bank. Num OS. Cute. What data repositories? I need to know more about the caches. Go. There we go. No, they don't know who Namos is yet. They think it's a miracle. It's abominable intelligence, by the way.
You have my complete attention.
I think my favorite part of the AI discourse these days is how many people are just quoting Warhammer 40k. And like referring to it as abominable intelligence and shit like that. It's been delightful. What a bunch of fucking nerds. I love you all. Okay, we need to go, which means I need to grab Cabela. Yeah, it's DLC content, so it's fine. And that's accurate. There you go. I want food. I'm hungry. See, the good news, though, is that while I was trying to fix my PC, I discovered several things that were not the cause of the issue, but were things I could improve on. Number one, my CPU was only receiving power from one socket instead of two. Number two, my GPU was receiving power through one cable instead of two, which is fine. You can have one cable that's like splits at the end, right? But it's actually preferable to have two cables separately, and I didn't have that. The other thing was my motherboard, which had an option, completely optional, mind you, but it had an option to receive more power, and I wasn't using that, so I decided it needs more power. So now everything inside that fucking computer is receiving more power. That didn't fix the issue, mind you, because the problem didn't have anything to do with that, but I was like, oh, I should probably do this. It might help with other things that I've experienced. Aren't you a programmer? I used to be a software engineer, now I'm a security engineer, but I still do software engineering, so technically I'm both. Programmer is a bit of a broader term. It's like very broad. Anyone who programs is a programmer, but there's a lot of things that qualify as a programmer. Welcome to whatever the fuck. I am Edoc Frenzo, captain of the Enforcers in lower deck whatever. Would you like to inspect the control room or begin your search for the blood-spun web? Just thinking about the prospect of walking around the lower decks wounds your refined senses. Noble blood runs in your veins. Your mind conjures vivid images of filth and poverty hanging in the air, seeping out of every crack, gnawing their way through your skin. I'd forgotten about this. Oh, I love this game. Mechanically, the noble origin in this game is allegedly, supposedly, I've been told by people who know better than me, the worst one. Like, every other origin is objectively better for like, unfair, difficulty and, you know, higher difficulties. For combat and stuff. But roleplay-wise, I don't think anything beats the noble origin in this game. No. It's the best one. Seems you're prepared for my visit. How did you and Sarback know I was coming? Master at Arms ordered us to be on standby after the Bloodspun Web openly invited you. You can say what you want about Yokasta, but like, she's very competent? Well, sometimes. Oh, hi, Cabdillos. Are you here to help me stress test my PC, Nerevar? Sorry. If I drop off at any moment, it's because my PC died again. Do you know how to reach the Temple of the Bloodspun Web? No one knows. Okay. Why are you so worried? Is there a problem? Lower decks are not suitable for someone of your status. You got that fucking right, bitch. And it's not just the grime of the crowds or brutish laborers. I suspect that the entrance to the Temple of Death is hidden in some dark corner where you might encounter criminals or, God forbid, contagious outcasts. With the kind of riffraff that dwells there, you might even be attacked. It has been a roller coaster, I see. You have no idea. Such ghastly places you describe. We're not headed there, are we, Lord Captain? Castia shivers. Oh, you poor thing. Out of curiosity, how did you choose your BG? Before knowing how it would work roleplay-wise, I mean? Oh, I pick Noble on almost every game, as long as I can. Because the Noble background in most games is pretty fucking hilarious. Also, I like role-playing as Noble characters. I find them fun. It's easy for me to roleplay the, like, very haughty style of character. You conclude from that what you will. I'm laughing in Kuzland. That is The only exception, actually, because in Dragon Age, I usually play as an elf. So I don't get the option to play as a noble. But, if there was an option to play as a noble elf, I would have picked it 100%. But there isn't, so, yeah. But I like playing as elves, so. To put it bluntly, although the Bay performs its functions well, even its more civilized sections are sorely lacking in discipline. I was only assigned recently, so I haven't had time to straighten everything up. Oh, that's a nice excuse, sweetie. Well then. Did you commit an infraction? No, Lord Captain. Quite the opposite. I was commended for my service, so I was thrown in here. So what did the lower decks officers think of Yocosta? Possesses all the personal and professional qualities required to lead the enforcers efficiently, Lord Captain. He enunciates each word with pride, but you note drops of sweat on his brow. Okay. I hereby offer you my assistance, Captain. I shall conduct some passage. Rejoice, friendso, for the Lord Captain herself has deigned to deal with your problems. Rest assured, I will provide you some crucial guidance once I'm done inspecting the bay. I mean, Voidborn Noble, why not Elf Noble? It should be possible. Not in Dragon Age. It makes sense in the Dragon Age setting. Elves in privileged positions are very rare in that setting. I know. And devs had to, unfortunately, cut a lot of different origins from the game. I know. If I was him and the RT was telling me, rejoice, I will do X, I would be scared. You should. You should. Tell me about the station. Who maintains this hub? Fuck. Not every void ship can boast of its own railway. That is true. What is the situation on the lower decks? Most of the locals unload trains and sort provisions. Okay. The rabble cause you any problems? I hope. I mean, no problems, I hope. Surely you're joking. The rabble are base in nature, and mutiny is always on their minds. Oh, God. Are you also a noble, Edok? Because you sound like one. They steal whatever they can get their hands on, and lately they've moved from rations and tinned food to weapons. We confiscate these regularly, of course, and keep the serfs meek and terrified. That's the only way we can protect the mindless herd from themselves. I can feel my left wing senses tingling. Zzz. I think Voidborn in 40k might have it better than elves in 930 and Thedas. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think elves are more comparable to mutants personally. In terms of how the setting treats them, sure, I guess. Mutinous rabble, it's the two settings are a little too different, but yeah, sure. To the best of my knowledge, being paranoid is practically a requirement in our line of work. Fair enough. Can't argue with that. What do you know about the cultists? I'm always trying to learn more, given that they like to pay visits to my compartment. Terrifying. The spinners honor the Emperor through death. They kill notorious reprobates and heretics. Okay. So, do you not take issue with them being around? I do. But the cult is authorized to exist, which means their activities down here are not to be interfered with. I see. Bye. I got the DLC yesterday and I'm excited to see what kind of heart attacks I'll bestow. Hell yeah. Tingling, they should be on fire. I'm a little desensitized. It's Warhammer. I'm used to it.
I always keep my options open.
Hola, Tofu. You greet me in Spanish. I reply to you with my Portuguese accent. Heinrichs, be prepared to feel your heart hit the floor because I just threw that shard into the abyss. I did do that, yep. I did do that too.
I always have a backup plan.
That was fun. To which he replied, "What?" Fucking what? It was great. Oh wow, there are symbols of blood on the floor. Just another fucking day in the Rogue Traders week. Explain yourself, Renzo. What is this mess? Why would they leave this mark here? You memorized the verse. What is the Song of Trailing Blood? So I'm invited to follow a trail of blood. Okay. That's about all the Spanish I know, besides Diablo and Ojo. Okay.
Always keep
Fair
your
enough.
eye on the prize.
You don't need to know more. Spanish is not worth knowing. that joke is that joke requires the context of the fact that I'm Portuguese. I just imagine him rubbing his face and sighing before it finally clicked. Then I hear him screaming, "What?" Yeah, I know. Oh shit. I need to find we're still playing in high difficulty. We're still playing in unfair because of yesterday's stream with Amethyst. So I'm gonna need my little what's it called? Excel sheet. Eat their spines. Where's my boy? Where's everyone's boy, really? Revan, there he is. He's responsible for all the best builds in this fucking game. Bless his heart. The only problem with me using his content is that it forces me to interact with the side of the community that I just don't get along with. There it is. Found the spreadsheet. Where's Cabela? Oh, there it is. Oh god. Okay. Blade dance. I am just going random. I can't do that in unfair. It's more fun for the enemies when not even I know what I can do. It's a strategy. It's not a good strategy, but it's a strategy. Dueling mastery. Okay. Ah, there it is. Weapon skill. Blood Oath. It's already there. I guess I already picked it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. 11. Fuck. Okay. Acrobatic artistry. Okay. I also like in effects builds on Neo Seeker. Oh, I love the Neo Seeker guide for this game. I've been using it since the game came out almost, because that guide's almost as old as the game itself. Those motherfuckers work fast. Okay. I keep getting distracted, but I should order some food. Otherwise, I'm gonna fucking starve myself. What should I get? Food. But other than that, I mean. They have the supreme pizza. That's my favorite. Well, it's one of them. Supreme pizza. Ooh, we can get a Lipton iced tea. Yeah. I love me some iced tea. It feels so good in these fucking hot days, bro. The problem with me ordering pizza from Pizza Hut is that it always makes me feel like I should have ordered lasagna instead. Abelard, bring Dominic food. That would be pretty cool, yeah. If Abelard brought me food, I would eat it. And I would not leave anything on the plate, not even the veggies. Oh my god, the delivery time. Anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. Holy shit, sir. Oh. It has no actual order tracking, that's why. Okay. Jesus Christ, phone. Stop zip-zoing. Right. Do we have Blood Rush already? No. So we grab Blood Rush. Agility. I'm gonna be trying to drag 2 pals of mine into Rogue Trader. You should. It is your... Oh, hi, Snoots. I love your name. Also, it's Mina, not Mino. But, hi. I was saying, it is your duty. In fact, it is not just your right, but your duty to drag your 2 pals into Rogue Trader. Medikai. Awareness. Escape artist. Where is that? Maybe I already have it. Characteristic training for... So it's a purple one. Dueling Mastery. I already have that one. So it's Jinx, Nimble, Bloody Mess. So it was already Medikai, Athlet. What is wrong with me? Because we made these characters called the Trio, and I'm trying to see how many universes I can fit them in. That's cute. I can't pick perception. The guy tells me to pick perception, but it's not an option. Confused noises. Confused Mina noises. Toughness it is. Before Warhammer, I don't think a woman with 2 voices talking in her head who plays random ass sounds is gonna live long. No. No, she's not. There we go. We almost completely followed the guide. Confusion here. Look at that beauty. Disgusting. The character suffers a -10 penalty to all skills. A foray into the world of lower decks is a great trial for any Iborn figure. I'm so sorry to Cassia, who apparently feels just as uncomfortable but does not get to have a really cool debuff. So those voices are now people, and Heinrich still gets his daily heart attack. That's lovely. Father Forge, thank you so much for the follow. I love this debuff. So do I. It's realistic though. Absolutely.
Let us not dawdle.
My girly going around.
Do we truly have to be here? I am not even sure what is making me more nauseous. These horrid colors, or the smell.
Oh. Poor thing. It shows that you are noble through the soul. I know. No, I like when the choices that you make in the game, including your, especially if it's like your background and stuff, end up having like actual like mechanical consequences, like stuff like this, like a freaking debuff and shit. Like, this is so fun. Poor Cassia, I know. Our pretty little princess. Oh.
Keep your wits about you.
I'll be right back. 1 second. Sorry. I had one of those. I had a cat mom instinct moment where I was like, I feel like she's doing dumb shit. She's fine.
I always keep my options open.
Well, she is doing dumb shit though. Cassia. Smell that air! Cassia is a noble until she finds the competitive noble. Competitive noble, they actually do something competitive other than how many workers they got. Oh, trust me. They do. The heiress summoning has gone astray. I'm always a little worried when people are opening windows in the house and stuff. That dumbass jumped out of a window once. Once was enough.
I always have a backup plan.
Have you heard? The rogue traders come down from the upper decks. That's not even the first time I've done that. Damn. Okay. It's a plainclothes enforcer. More of a poshcloths one, really. Anyway, they're up to something and trying to play us for fools. Okay.
Let us not dawdle.
Get some enforcers and Medicae personnel in here now. There is a man in need of revival. Once he is recovered, assign him to a scribe's apprentice. He is too badly injured to go back to a worker's life. The God Emperor sent you to save me. You are his light. You are his grace. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me here. Never forget the mercy the Lord Captain granted you. When the Undying One is ready to accept his soul, it must be sent forth. And so will it be freed from the torment of the flesh. Yet you have chosen to prolong this one's suffering. Your intentions perplex me. It's very simple. I do not view the alleviation of suffering as the highest, most important, how do you say? Honor? No, not honor. I forgot the word. Anyway. Point is, it's not the thing I consider to be most important. Who are you and what happened to you? Do you know anything about the mark next to you? In order to follow in the saint's footsteps, you are supposed to kill the young man and thus release him from his suffering. No. The most important thing is for him to serve the RT. Exactly. I wish the RT could ask what the burnt man wanted. Well, considering he was pretty fucking happy with my reaction, I would say he probably wanted what I did there. To be saved and not killed.
Keep your wits about you.
To alleviate pain means to allow the person who has been called to find their own way. Just eternal light or binding chain. Yeah, yeah. How may I serve you? What are you doing? Burning the poor shacks. The rabble build them, cutting off the air supply to the next bay and make it difficult for the Inferni to work. We've told the serfs to get out of here time after time. They won't listen. Ah, this is annoying, because so what they're talking about here is essentially a safety hazard problem, right? If you have specific pathways that are for firemen, for emergency personnel, then they cannot be occupied. They cannot. But if the poor are building shacks in these pathways, it's because they must be lacking in appropriate housing or something, right? They're lacking something. The option if Iconoclast came through, the option should be, you know, provide the fucking poor with actual fucking housing. To stop them from burning this is not... Yeah. Being mentioned by the RT is already more than he could hope for. They're lacking enough enforcers, methinks. That wouldn't really help. Stop the burning immediately.
I always keep my options open.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Stopping the burning is not going to stop the issue. No, but it allows me to use that athletics check. That's the... yeah. There wasn't really an option for me to actually fix it. Which kind of...
A soldier would have been disciplined for such a performance.
Where's Cassia? Cassia, honey. Where's your stuff? Okay, 1 second. I should just download this stupid fucking spreadsheet. Where can I download it? Well, bitch, I cannot. Okay, well, fuck. Kanakast definitely needs more options that address the root of the problem of the ship. It has a few, but not a lot, no. Not always. We haven't picked up the new companion yet, have we? No, no, no. Not yet. But it'll happen soon, I'm sure. As soon as I get this done. So, Cassia... That reminds me. I need to fix this real quick. I need to be able to do this. Where's Cassia? Abelard, Idira, Argenta, Cassia, Pascal, Heinrichs. There's. He's execution. Executioner. Optimal grand strategist. Yeah. I'm following optimal builds, so yeah. Just this once. Arch militant. Noble. There it is. Overseer. I've never done Overseer before. We can name him! What should we name him? What should we name the little guy? The little cutie patootie. Which type did you select? It's the skull. Yorick. Bones. Dominatron. Eats a spine. Oh my god. Yes. That's a good one. I'll send that to Amethyst later. No. No, it's okay. Oh, look at you, little guy. So kitty patootie. Hi, little guy. He's just a little guy. Oh. He's just a little guy. He eats spines.
Is there money to be made?
Spare a throne for Toj, who can't even get the worst jobs. Jesus. Get lost, you wretched paupers. Jesus Christ, come on. Let your bellies be full tonight. Praised be the Lord Captain. I think I named my Mort. Aw, cute. Jesus. How's your benevolent? Clearly.
I failed. I better myself through my service.
You nailed it, honey.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I jumped at that explosion. I'm used to it. Hi, Heinrich. Lord Captain, what an unexpected encounter. What brings you to this compartment? The famous cuisine and magnificent vistas, no doubt? What are you doing here? I'm here to patch up Savage, locomotive number 3, under the tech priest's supervision. That old grump is my personal favorite on the entire freight line. Every couple of years, Savage gets mad. His boiler catches fire and starts spitting steam at the repairman. Guess who they call to take care of them in the situations? The Inferni, of course. And after I've done all the most dangerous work, that's when the Iron Brains come in. That's alright. I love Savage. As he is in a good mood, the feeling you get standing at his levers and speeding down the freight lane is indescribable. I envy those tech priest drivers who get to operate him every day. The roar of the boiler, the wheels thumping like mad, and all that furious power pulsing in your hands, responding to the slightest movement. How about I introduce you? Jesus Christ. I hate that he is hot. I know! It's fucking brilliant. I walked away for a second. I heard I failed. Boom! Yes. It's great that this DLC really fleshed out this ship. I wonder if it was their intention to include something like this in the base game. I don't know. An explosion at car wash is questionable. That is concerning. I can't romance him. Trust me, you don't want to. Probably ideal to start a family with if you're inclined. Less than ideal. I mean, guy was... Jesus Christ! I have a feeling. I'll be right back. He for sure knows how to keep the flame alive. Oh wait, yeah, he's a family man. Truly. Sigla Bloodspun Web Temple. Is it safe? Oh, I refuse to believe Savage would dare scald the Lord Captain. He definitely should not. I cannot turn down an offer like that. I play as a pyromancer? That's so funny. The machine is angry and refuses to obey. Right now, Savage is powered only by the auxiliary maneuvering engine. We'll need to start the main rotor if we want to take a trip down the freight line. The stubborn machine does indeed seem remarkably similar to a wild beast. The roar of the mechanisms resembles hoarse growling, and the scarlet glow of the lumens on the control panel makes you think of the malicious glare of a predator. The spirit of this machine is vicious, but strong and lively. What should I do? Put your hand on the big lever and gently give it a pull. Very gently. Heinrich's face is focused, but his voice has not lost any of its playful cheer. Savage does not like being hassled. Fucking god. Grasp the lever and gently pull it towards you. I love this game. A few erratic jolts shake the platform, and an indignant groan emanates from the depths of the machine. An intense shudder passes through the lever and into the palm of your hand, and there is a strange feeling of emptiness in your stomach. Savage's fiery heart is stirring. They knew what they were doing. Oh, they absolutely did. I cannot believe they fucking... Who the fuck at Owlcat got away with this? That is the question. Do you feel it? There is so much energy and defiance in him. This is a rocket, not a locomotive. Unruly and enamored with speed, but quite willing to submit to a strong hand. There's almost a loving tenderness in Heinrich's voice. Yeah. Pull the lever towards you, smoothly but firmly. Then pump the fuel with this command room. Unruly and defiant. Submits to a strong hand. God damn it. Hi, Miss Gaming, and thank you for the follow. They all approved. Well, entirely possible. You don't say. God fucking damn it. A new explosion inside Savage shakes his iron body, causing your eyes to see double from the vibration. Now you're feeling his real power. You can run down the entire freight line in a minute, given the chance, and kill everyone who rides him at that speed. Now, try applying some thrust to the main rotor, grab those paired levers, and give them a firm tug. You should definitely show me how it's done, because I only have 30% chance of actually doing that. Exciting, is it not? With an intrepid smile, Heinrich places your palms on the controls, covers them with his own, and pulls the lever down in a confident motion. Don't be afraid, I won't let him hurt you. A torrent of steam bursts from the slit in front of your face, but Heinrich deftly covers you with his shoulder. A moment later, you realize that you cannot hear a thing. Or rather, you hear only one thing, the roar of the engine, triumphant and powerful. Looks like Savage has agreed not to kill us both. His tech priest guardians will be pleased. All hail the Lord Captain. You have subdued a mighty beast today. I'm sure you have urgent business to attend to, and it's time for me to drive Savage down the line and see if he's feeling cranky. Okay. Change of plans. Full speed ahead. We're heading down the freight line. Not quite. I said Savage is not dangerous, but not dangerous ends right here. He might just pull a stunt and beat us both to death during the ride. And it would be better if the ship did not lose another Lord Captain. Ah, okay, fine. Could I have wished for anything more, your ladyship? Have a good trip. Get away, they were probably getting a promotion. Gotta know who... Oh, my food's probably here. Back. Such a charming young man. Heinrich? I don't know if he's very young, but he is quite charming. I agree with you. I've been playing Owlcat games for too long. As soon as I fucking looked at this man, and I took one fucking look, we had one conversation, and I immediately was like, you're a traitor. You're gonna betray me. This is a terrible idea. I'm still gonna flirt with you at every chance. Do you have all the DLCs? Yep. That's why we're down here right now. And after this, we'll try to go for the new DLC.
I always have a backup
I just want to
plan.
get this done first.
Keep your wits about you.
I'm going backwards. Ah. No wonder if the new companion has comments on this quest. Ah, that's true. Good idea. Let's get out. We didn't go that far anyway. Should be fine. Let's go grab the new companion. Assuming that grabbing him is relatively quick, at least. Let's see. Hell no, I'm not doing that all again. Should be this one. This one should be enough. No. Oh. There we go. Let's go. What I really want to know is whether Marajai has any interactions in this type of quest. Because Marajai only shows up in chapter 3, but that part of the quest is meant to be done in chapters 1 and 2. However, because it's a DLC, if you start the DLC on a save that's already in chapter 4, I think, at least back when it came out, they allowed you to, like, start it late, basically. So I wonder if Marajai actually comments in that Void Shadows quest. I have been told Marajai does have quite a fair bit of interactability with the new DLC, and that makes me so fucking excited. But again, I can't just delay the DLC until chapter 3, because that could lock ourselves out of certain quests and stuff, and I don't, because the DLC just came out, so yeah. So we're gonna at least start it, and then when we get Marajai, I'm sure in chapters 3 or 4 we'll, yeah. That's it. Here we go. I haven't done the space battles in high difficulty. I hear they're pretty hard. We're about to find out.
Finally, some real action.
Let the boys sort them out. Fire at will. Coordinates set. Engage the engines! With the force of a supernova! Helmsman, take us in. Engage the engines. Torpedoes away. Fire at will.
Nice. I think that one's gonna get away. I think this is DLC. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. What did the altar say? They actually replied. The Adeptus Mechanicus report that they are most aggrieved by the misfortune that has befallen the ancient relic, and they are prepared to dispatch to the flagship a learned man versed in the restoration of archaeotech machines. Okay. Okay. So he's gonna help out. Usually the temple ignores all requests. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. Uh-oh. In return, the Crimson Priests ask only that you visit the station and inform them of the fate of the miraculous fusion reactor from Raikad Menoras. Cue flashback to what happened to Raikad Menoras. Boom! Oh boy. Well, we're gonna start on the wrong foot. I wonder if I could just use Toy Box and then get dialogue from my boy. Hold up. I love him to bits. 1 second. See, he doesn't count as a remote companion because he's not a companion yet. Fuck. Fuck. Nah, it's too dangerous. I could break too many things. That's a shame. I really wanted to see if Marajai had anything to say. Which he probably does. Oh well. Here we go. What decision did you make with the reactor? Well, let's just say the tech priests of the altar and I are going to start on the wrong foot. Oh boy. Right. We offer up our thanks to the Omnissiah for the intersection of events with a margin of error within the confidence interval. In the infinite branch of the future, this outcome will be marked as favorable. I am Tetrialemma, Logis of Altar Templum Calixis Ext 17, and I appeal to the rogue trader for sacred knowledge. What is the fate of the fusion reactor? Oh boy. It's cool they had reactivity for that. I know, right? It is. You're right. Oh, that's funny. I managed to remove the reactor, or the reactor remains. There's no third, I explicitly blew it the fuck up. Maybe we can explain it further. Why are you so interested? The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Acquisition of knowledge of the blessed archaeotech corrects a priori probability, and increases the accuracy of predicting gracious events. I guess. First, I wish to know if you can restore the implantation throne. Undoubtedly, the restoration of reliquary or archaeotech is a sacred and invaluable duty of any servant of the machine god. But before this action, I initiate a new iteration of an appeal to the rogue trader. What the fuck happened to the reactor? It's still there. Kinda. Gain 1,000 points for explorators? Shouldn't I lose? Hold up. That doesn't make any sense. Negative deviation from the optimal outcome has been registered. The cumulative completeness of knowledge has been reduced. The Omnissiah mourns this loss. It remains on Raikad as remains. In gratitude for the expansion of our knowledge of archaeotech, the tech clergy of Altar Templum is prepared to perform Grade 3 Benaric rites over the machine spirits of your vessel. Genitor Extremis EOGUNN? I'm sure he'll tell me his name. Februs, a manipulus who has received the benediction of the mode of force, will be sent to embark your ship immediately. Omnissiah's blessings. I was hoping she would have ended that with glory to the Omnissiah. Like that one dude in Dark Heresy. he just ends your dialogue with glory to the Omnissiah, but his voice, he sounds like he's just so fucking done. Oh, he's fucking amazing. I don't know. But yeah, seems genuinely sorrowful. Yeah, she's sad. I'm sorry, ma'am. It is kind of weird that there's not an option to say, it got blown the fuck up. Yeah. About that. They don't need to know that part. If I may be so bold as to point out that this learned man possesses a rare combination of skills and is almost certainly proficient in the creation of blessed augments, this is a true boon for the flagship and you personally. Oh, right. I was about to say, like, I've only seen his name written. I haven't heard it yet. So I'm trying to guess, like, EOGUNN, whatever, right? And it just reminds me of, like, recently I was watching a video of someone, and they were mispronouncing Marajai's name. And then people in the comments were being like, hey, you're mispronouncing his name. This is how you pronounce it. And then he was replying with, oh, last video I pronounced it this other way and people corrected me into this way. And there's just like this like back and forth of like, oh, but there's just so many ways you could pronounce his name. And it reminds me, further back, it reminds me of Astarion and how there are several people who say Astarion. And I'm like, you guys realize that when it comes to people's names, there's only one correct way to say them, right? The way that the person does. Like, you pronounce Domina as Domina because I fucking said so. It's my name. That's how names work. You pronounce them however the fuck the person who owns the name wants you to fucking pronounce them. That's it. So, if you literally have the character in-game saying their own name, which you do, both in Astarion's case and in Marajai's case, both of them have dialogue where they out loud speak their own fucking names. That's how you say their name. You don't have to speculate. You just hear them use their own fucking name. Why is that such a, like, complicated, like, thing? Why are so many people arguing about the name pronunciation? It was so weird. I'm like, bro, you could just hear how they say it themselves. What the hell? It's really not that difficult. So Marzipan it is? No, Marajai. Marajai Zeriash. And I would say his titles too if I could remember them right now. I remember one that's the I remember one of them was Eviscerator of something, and I don't remember the other ones right now. I really should. I should write down his fucking titles, so I can say them every now and then. Really gotta come across as an unhinged fangirl. You know, more than usual, I mean. Anyway. Oh, Avalon thinks he's a spy. Oh. Hi, Archon. Thank you for the bits. Okay, buddy. If I stare at him for too long, does that count as contemplating the orb? I'm sorry. You called him Orb, Grandpa.
A wise man once said that a machine spirit cannot be looked upon, and he was right. For the Omnissiah in his infinite wisdom has concealed his creation even from the gaze of his most devoted servants. But can the believer come to know the nature of a machine only through an eye of organics or steel? No. For the vapor that brings forth the scent of sacred unguents is the spirit's breath. The rumbling of joints and rods is the beating of its heart. And the motive force is the current of its blood.
I did not think that was going to be his voice. Me neither. It sounds cool. It does. It's giving. You don't have Pascal. Fuck! I didn't get to pick. I didn't get to pick. Okay, we can fix this. We can fix. It's not too late. It's not too late. We can fix this. We can fix this. Do you have remote companions in Toy Box? I do, but I don't want to turn it on right now. Worth the reload. Yes, absolutely. You have to understand that, both in my profile here on Twitch, and I think on Blue Sky as well, I give this little warning. It says, I'm a freaking completionist. And sometimes people see that and they think, completionist? Oh, like, you do all the achievements? And I'm like, no. As in, I want to know every dialogue option and its outcomes. I want to know every ending. I want to know every piece of lore. Every single item description. So yes, I will reload just to have the correct character with me, because I want to see the interaction. That is the sort of shit I would reload for, yes.
With the force of a supernova!
Now, for the sake of the stream, I'm not usually as obsessively completionist here, because it would require me to basically save and load constantly. And I do that in my free time, basically, but I don't do it when I'm here with you guys, because otherwise you guys would get really bored. It would just be me constantly loading. Personally, I use the toy box option to include everyone in dialogue. I get that, but Owlcat's games are buggy as hell when they are very close to their release date. And right now, we are only 2 hotfixes into this mess of a DLC plus major update. I don't think it's a good idea for me to mess with things through Toybox. I have Toybox here so that I can read things, but not alter them. I don't want to risk it. Not even for the biscuit.
Make every shot count.
Good one.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
Rude. That was rude. That was really fucking rude. Fuck.
Torpedoes away.
Might not be able to get there in time.
Helmsman, take us in.
Oh, I might.
Batteries, volley.
Oh.
Keep up the pressure.
Oh. Maybe? Yeah, we did it. Nice. Every Owlcat game is the tastiest cake you've ever had at a present. As a present, but like 1/4 of it is cut off and they bring it back piece by piece over time. Yeah. And you kind of have to, like each time you take a bite, there's like a chance that reality itself will glitch. But it's really tasty. I love catching them before they escape. Same. Evil. Oh, wait. They immediately talk to me? No, but we still have to walk there. I remember we walked there, right? Yes. Okay, so we have enough time. We have enough time. Okay, we can swap people. We can swap people. It's okay. That was an accident. Sorry. Finally done with our food. Let's go. Wait, wrong way. There we go. Looks like him and Pascal are as opposite as possible. I wouldn't know. We did not have enough time for me to understand this man. But we'll meet him in a second. Let's go. Okay. We put a save here. It's a wise place to put a save. Here we go. I'm so excited. We can watch it again. It's cool. Damn. Here we go. Raising his hand, the tech priest snaps his hand closed, and the sparks of the motive force vanish, almost as if he has caught them in his fist. A corpulent man with a metal abdomen and bulky carapace. He hovers above the deck like a large crimson beetle. A mature face sits beneath an angular black cap. For a servant of the Adeptus Mechanicus, his visage retains a surprising proportion of organic material, and it is set in a dense beard of cables and pistons.
A wise man once said that a machine spirit cannot be looked upon, and he was right. For the Omnissiah in his infinite wisdom has concealed his creation even from the gaze of his most devoted servants. But can the believer come to know the nature of a machine only through an eye of organics or steel? No. For the vapor that brings forth the scent of sacred unguents is the spirit's breath. The rumbling of joints and rods is the beating of its heart. And the motive force is the current of its blood.
I'm looking up the VA. Let's see. So the VA is called Philip Sacramento. I knew I fucking recognized his voice. He's in one of the Warhammer 40k animations. What the fuck was it called? Interrogator. Oh my god, I need to tell Amethyst later. She's gonna lose her shit. She loves that animation too. He was pretty good. The servo skull hovering nearby stares silently at the priest, Nuncius. Aw, do you think his skull and my skull can be friends?
You are correct, Nuncius. I risk boring the rogue trader with my protracted ruminations. However, I will not allow the semantic analysis of my utterance to go unanswered. I will log your thesis for further debate. Now it is time to make my obeisance.
I was following along until that last word. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, deferential respect. Okay, I see what he means. Okay.
Rogue trader,
This.
your halls are filled with sacred metal, and the ship's tech priests must be commended in observing the sacraments of augmentation. That blessed union of flesh and ferrum sanctum. Beholding this charges my galvanic coils with exultation. I, Genitor Extremis EOGUNN Febris, greet you. And thank you for the opportunity to grace these ancient mechanisms with the gift of operation.
I've had to do a bit of Googling with this dialogue. Happens.
Confirmed. The sacrament of tech relic maintenance has been performed correctly. Protocol for exchange of sacred regalia initiated. Registering the affiliation of this blessed tech unit to the clergy of the Forge World, Stygies 8. Requesting confirmation of the unit's familiarity with the standards of the Catechism of Maintenance and Safety in effect on this vessel.
A scarlet spark flickers in his blue optical augmetic, almost as if Pascal has narrowed his eyes in suspicion. In suspicion? He's from Stygies? Is that important? Am I supposed to know that? Did I forget something? Stygies. Stygies 8. Stygies 8, also known as the Ever-Staring Cyclops, is an imperial forge world of the Adeptus Mechanicus that is located on the 7th and largest moon, orbiting a massive gas giant on the outer fringes of the Vulcanus system in the Segmentum Pacificus of the galaxy. The planet is currently home to the Legio Honorum, a loyalist Titan legion also known as the Deathbolts. The moon was previously home to those motherfuckers and some other motherfuckers. Both of those legions are gone. Tech priests have an infamous reputation for their continued pursuit of forbidden Xenos technology. Such as their curiosity, they wage war against the alien races of the galaxy not to conquer or exterminate, but to study. They're not Xeno-lovers. Because it still says they wage war against the alien races of the galaxy, not to conquer or exterminate, but to study, but they're still waging war. So I have a feeling... You know what I said when we got into this room a couple days ago for the first time? I said that I saw some similarities. You know, I was getting some fucking vibes of like what is it? The homunculus? The homunculi people? Those motherfuckers from the Drukhari faction? Didn't miss anything in game, by the way. We'll probably talk about his homeworld. Yeah. Even with that... hold up. Their dangerous yearning for the war tech of other intelligent starfaring races is often overlooked. Prestigious 8 provides a great deal of vital war material for the surrounding systems, and in these tempestuous times, the Imperium cannot afford to lose it. Even the High Lords of Terra have deemed its continued existence vital. Even with that official sanction, a secret war unfolds upon Stygies 8. Within its yawning reliquary halls, battles between Deathwatch kill teams and radical tech priests are still a disturbingly frequent occurrence. There are those amongst the Stygian priesthood who have taken their obsession with Xenos war tech to another level entirely, breaching the ancient webway portals of the nearby sibling world of Vulcanus 3 and taking entire war processions into the labyrinth dimension of the Aldari. They're gonna tie this in. They're gonna tie this shit in with the Aldari, bro. There's a chance. There's a chance they'll tie this shit in with the Aldari, which means I am about to enjoy this DLC a whole lot more. Okay. So that's why Pascal is very fucking suspicious of him.
It is my pleasure to confirm the protocol for the exchange of sacred regalia and greet my brother in ministry. The vows taken in this temple are known to me, and I promise to honor them. I request a meeting with my esteemed colleague to facilitate knowledge exchange and to discuss values.
Aw. There is no tension detectable in EOGUNN's voice. Rather, there is inexplicable excitement. I was so busy reading up all this shit, I actually forgot to listen to One second. One second. I forgot to listen to how he pronounces his fucking name, Lamau. I was so excited! Someone mentions the webway, anything related to the Aldari, and I just get too excited, bro. Oh my god, ads! YouTube, please. EOGUNN. Okay. That's all I needed. It is my pleasure to confirm the protocol for the exchange of There is no tension detectable in EOGUNN's voice. Rather, there is an inexplicable excitement. Aww. Heinrichs frowns slightly and nods, making some sort of mental note. Ah. Who is this wise man who theorized on the nature of the machine spirit? It'd be interesting to read his work. Oops.
Excellent observation.
I clicked the wrong one. Can you produce energy?
My technical designation is manipulous. And here is the galvanic cell, the repository of the motive force. No, that will take too long. Better to give a demonstration. Observe.
Okay.
Questions?
He stabs a mechandrite into the augmented arm of a nearby technomat. Power snakes along the manipulus's chrome, claw into his cell. The technomat's vox stutters and rasps, and then his implant goes limp. Once certain that you have seen the effect, EOGUNN... How is the DLC going? It's going. EOGUNN sends the power back into the augment and it returns to life. Okay. So your galvanic cell not only stores energy but also redistributes it to wherever you direct it. And you power it seemingly by drawing energy from other sources.
Correct! Entirely correct. Rarely do I meet such astute interlocutors among the laity. I respectfully initiate a request for an audience. I must discover what other gems of knowledge are hiding within your rich mind.
Oh. The manipulus's eyes light up. There is no hint of sarcasm or condescension in his praise. EOGUNN is genuinely pleased, like a proud mentor commending a student on their insight. Oh, I can't wait to take you to Kamora. You're gonna love it. And they're gonna love you. Who is this wise man who theorized on the nature of the machine spirit?
Junior Lex Mechanic Karain, operator of Auxiliary Terminal 289-0 of the lower workshops of Alter Templum Calixus X-17. A pragmatist and a bureaucrat who saw the world solely through the prism of statistics, endless parades of outflows and inflows. He had little interest in anything other than
you might actually love it. I know.
Events, but now and then he would drop pearls of wisdom such as these without even noticing it himself. I felt it was my duty to pick them up.
What does that mean?
It is my creed, the incontrovertible fact that has defined my existence for as long as I can recall. And I recall a great deal. I have devoted myself to the mysteries of flesh and metal, to the processes by which one joins with the other, by which they live in union, and how they die. I am intimately familiar with machines such as the one that I restored to life. I will school the members of the priesthood on board in its litanies of maintenance and operation, and reveal the secrets of the command rooms so they may operate it themselves.
So sweet.
The sacrament of Ferrum Sanctum will be made available to you and your retinue. That, too, is an incontrovertible fact.
His spherical torso rolls forward again in a deferential bow. You speak to your servo skull?
Nuncius is my dearest colleague. His eagerness, inquisitive mind, and ability to view a problem from a variety of angles are invaluable to our research. He is also rather loquacious himself.
We go again. Tending to talk a great deal. It means talkative. Nuncius does not make a sound, directing his visor somewhere past you.
Registering a violation. The tech unit Nuncius is ignoring a request for engagement, recommending that the unit's labor be allocated to repair tasks.
Declined with gratitude and due reverence. The tech unit Nuncius is designated as a personal instrument of the quest for the divine, which confers the privilege of privacy. That includes privacy from intrusion by entities of equal standing.
Oh.
Status confirmed. Rejection of request acknowledged as valid.
He's so fucking done. Oh my god, Pascal.
Genitor Febris, I trust you understand how unusual it is to speak to a mere servo skull like this. Let us pray this is only a sentimental whim on your part, rather than the presence of heresy within your device.
Oh, right. Abominable intelligence and all that.
A servo skull? As your colleague? Right. Well then, I'll take a data slate for my adjutant.
I see no colors coming from Nuncius. Is treating servo skulls like living beings some kind of sacred practice?
Do you think they might be
among the
AI?
tech
Yeah.
priests?
The blood-spun web also speaks to its departed brothers and sisters. But the answer we receive is the silence granted by the Undying One.
You didn't actually create abominable intelligence, did you?
Do you think I would dare walk about with an anathema? A profane parody of the human mind? The greatest heresy against the Omnissiah? What an absurd idea.
Uh-huh.
I honor the Crimson Accord of Mars and swear before the all-knowing, all-seeing machine god that Nuncius is no spawn of tech heresy. If I lie, then let me be struck down by the electromagnetic pulse of his wrath, and let the motive force desert my limbs forever and ever.
Okay.
Nuncius is an incredibly sophisticated creation of sacred algorithms interlaced with my own. It is difficult for a layperson to grasp their inner workings, yet not a single one violates the commandments of the Omnissiah.
Welcome aboard, Nuncius. I hope you get along with Nomos. If the servo skull heard you, it makes no sign of it.
Amazing sincerity, Nuncius. It is gratifying to see that you have not lost your sense of tact over the years.
EOGUNN pensively tightens a bolt on his beard and nods. That's a sentence. That's a fucking sentence. Secret algorithms, uh-huh. Yes, indeed, Abelard, you can learn a thing or two from this servo skull. Oh, no!
I, shall bear in mind Master Nuncius's eloquence.
The Seneschal clears his throat, looking bemused. I had to. Fuck, but now I can't go back and check. Hold up, 1 second. Fuck, I can't see it. Oh, there it is. What did he say? I fear my rendering will lack the sophistication inherent in Lancius's lingua technis, but to crudely summarize, he is honored by your attention and records the moment as significant. There you go. If only all interlocutors were like Nuncius, EOGUNN nods with satisfaction. Is this some kind of jest? I do apologize, Rogue Trader. I forgot that Nuncius' speech may be difficult for laypersons to understand, and then he translates it. Okay. Gotcha.
Amazing sincerity. I fear my rendering will lack the sophistication inherent in Nuncius's lingua technis, but to crudely summarize, he is honored by your attention and records the moment as significant.
Okay, 1 second. Just real quick. One second. Okay. Anyway. Thank you for your help, EOGUNN. Where will you go next?
Your thanks are accepted, but my service is not yet at an end. The clergy of the Alter Templum Calixtus X17 Cloister, in gratitude for the tidings of the sacred Archaeotech, request that you be attended by Magos EOGUNN Febris and the unit Nuncius. I seek your leave to employ our skills and knowledge for the benefit of the Von Valancius dynasty, including but not limited to tending to the machine spirits of the Sector Bionica and conducting experiments in the name of knowledge.
EOGUNN, we are either going to get along swimmingly, or I'm going to hate your guts. And it's going to basically come down to how he reacts to Iliet and Marjai, and just their quests and stuff.
In other words, allow Nuncius and I to remain on the ship and accompany you. We are well versed in augmetics, genetics,
I can see his
alchemy,
little
the
feetsies
anatomy
dangling, I
of
know!
humans and abominable xenos alike,
Little dangling
and
feetsies!
the mysteries of the motive force and of sacred engineering.
The toes are out, the
These
grippers are
fields
out.
of knowledge may also be employed to eliminate units whose views are not conducive to productive debate.
Usually I like playing as characters that have like their grippers out, you know, that are like walking around barefoot, mainly because I like walking around barefoot. But the key word there is the key expression there is walk. He has his grippers out, but he's not exactly walking, so kind of seems pointless. Why would you have your grippers out if you're not going to walk around? Put on some goddamn shoes. Why do you wish to do this? Aren't his toes? Aren't his toes gonna freeze? He's airing them out. Concerning.
It is my sacred duty to stand vigil to ensure the faithful operation of the technology I restored. Beyond that, Alter Templum Calixtus X17 is an enclosed community. Many wisdoms can be found within its walls, but I seem to have exhausted their supply. Theory lays the foundation for exploration, but only practice can open the gates of knowledge. Nuncius and I have always been practitioners first and foremost.
They kicked him out. Yeah, obviously. That was obvious from the beginning. You finally met Johann. Johann? I mean, EOGUNN? Very funny. You will like him. We will see. I have been informed of what the people from his planet are like towards aliens, and we'll see. What will happen to the implantation throne if I turn you away?
I have already transferred the basic right of operation to a qualified contingent in the sector Bionica. If you refuse us, Nuncius and I will linger just long enough to pass on the rest of our knowledge, after which we will disembark. The augmentation procedures can be performed without my participation.
Stygius 8 lies far off to the galactic north of Terra, perilously near the Eye of Terror. Woo. Stygius itself almost fell to heretic forces in the times of the Horus Heresy, only being saved by intervention of the enigmatic Eldari race. Zinarites. Yeah, I see it. We'll see. Sigma from Overwatch, mad scientist who floats and has his toes out. Welcome aboard, EOGUNN.
Skepticism is undeniably one of the instruments of knowledge, dearest colleague. It guards us against many heresies, preventing ego and vanity from clouding reason on the path of service. But as you see, Nuncius, it is not justified in every circumstance. Rogue trader, Nuncius states that you are a person of rare perspicacity and prudence. I record this as an incontrovertible fact, and thank you for your hospitality.
I think the game just gave me a dialogue that is not... That sounds like the dialogue if I had said no to him, but okay.
But of course, I did not come empty-handed. I would like to present you with this augment. Now that the machine spirit of the implantation throne is awake, I can bestow its blessing upon you or one of your retinue, should the rogue trader will it.
I'm not. I ain't doing that. Okay. Well, Cassia, time to go, honey. Actually, no, Cabela, time to go. We love Cassia. There we go, we have a friend! Nuncius was not sure that you'd have them. Oh, okay, gotcha. It just sounds weird because he's having a half conversation with someone who doesn't actually talk. That's fair. And there's a servant Savannah. This device has been transformed into a masterpiece overflowing with the grace of the Omnissiah. Ooh, yay! Sounds delightful.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking, my cardiovascular augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure.
I love him. Second. I love it when he goes bzzz. I know. He's delightful. Okay. First, let's take a look.
At your disposal. A new experiment. Ready to serve the machine god. Esteemed colleague. I am at your disposal. Nuncius, pay attention. Blessed augmetics can replace and enhance vision, motor function, and endurance. Alas, they cannot cure incompetence.
Oh. Heretical and iconoclast. Okay. Maybe we will get along. As long as that heretical just means... just means you're into some xeno-heresy. If you try to use anything from Chaos, we are not going to get along. I walked with him right up to the beginning of the third act. He's very funny, especially when he's fighting with Nuncius. He can be a little heretical as a tree. We'll see. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he gets a pass. We'll see. Hi, what's wrong, Eris? What is it, honey? What do you want? Yeah? What is it? She wants my attention. What is it? Big baby. Big fluffy baby. Oh yeah, I haven't checked what Pascal has. Skeletal Link. Pascal gains the machine spirit communion ability. Yeah. Cool. Wow. Okay. Ah. Why are you naked? You okay, buddy? Oh, hi, Eris. Yeah, you want pet-pets? Oh no! What happened? Holy fuck! I don't remember ever seeing Avalar like that. Damn Dilf, I know! Daddlard. Awuga, indeed. It's a shame only humans can use this thing. I know! On the one hand, I would never ever put anything like this on my boy Marajai or on Iliad. But on the other hand, it would be cool. just to see them. That'd be fun. Hey, girly. Hey, it's our girl. Ascabella. Oh, hi, Eris. I'm sorry I didn't pay attention to you for a whole 2 seconds. Yeah. Marjai is supposed to be into that. He has implants. If you choose to kill Marajai and you have like a specific quest with the homunculus dude, he drops like a essentially what is kind of an augmetic that was implanted into his spinal cord, I believe, to make his reflexes faster. That's Marajai. They really gave Cabela a unique model with lots of scars. Yeah, it's cool. Look at that. That's nice of them. To go out of their way. Oh, yeah? What's wrong, Eris? Oh, you're a big baby. She's being very baby. I know. She's being big baby. Anyway. Her ears are very fluffy. They are. Here. Here. Give me. Ow. I can confirm they are very fluffy. Can confirm her ears are very fluffy. Sometimes you just see those cute little ears and you gotta them, you know? You just gotta.
Anything to advance the quest for knowledge.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
What would you rate the taste? I wouldn't know. I didn't touch it with my tongue. Is she thoroughbred? Is she an actual breed? Yes, she is a Norwegian forest cat. Isn't that right, Aries? Yes, you are. You're a big fluffy girl. She's a very big fluffy girl. She even has like the pedigree papers and all that fancy shit. Not that I give a shit, but I just wanted a cat that looked the way she looks, so yeah. And her breeder was like very responsible breeder, and she taught the cats from kitten to have like certain behaviors that are very nice, actually. So all of her cats were completely okay with being picked up. All of her cats were already used to basically having a bowl of food that they go through all day whenever they're hungry, instead of being fed at specific hours, which usually prevents them from overeating and stuff like that. So she taught the cats some good habits, basically. So by the time I picked her up, she already had some really good habits. It was quite nice. The lady was very responsible, very knowledgeable. Hi, you are so pretty. You're the prettiest thing in the world, Aris. Nothing's prettier than you. An unprecedented increase in... Oh, what a big yawn! That was a very big yawn. You guys saw that, right? That was a very big yawn. Registering an unprecedented increase in the functional efficiency of the machine's spirits, rivers of sacred unguent wash over their iron flesh, and the mechanisms sing the praises of the Omnissiah. Bless the decision that led to this miracle of rebirth. He seems pretty excited. Okay, buddy. Guess you're very excited.
I always keep my options open.
Are you baby, Aris? Chat says you baby. Big baby. Big fluffy baby. Oh, the noises. The noises. Huh? Guys, can you not? It's incredible, our captain, the lighting, the instrumentation. The servants of the altar templum have awakened every sacred machine and granted us incense mixtures to dull pain. We will have fewer deaths from shock. All procedures will be completed in less time. Our work will advance to a new unprecedented level. This is the best thing that has happened to the Sector Bionica in many decades. Happy to know.
Is there money to be made?
I wonder in what way this is all going to go horribly wrong and come back to bite us in the ass, you know? Nothing good ever happens without it being without something awful accompanying it, you know? Not in this fucking universe. Okay. Now we have him. We should go to the bridge to talk to him. Thank God we're not the children of the Asturian. Yeah. Hi. How come we're so petable?
You have my complete attention.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was romancing you. Oh, you going somewhere, Aris? Bye. Have a good time. Abel's still there. Pascal's here. I figured Pascal would have.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Where? Where are you? I like looking for them. I know I could open the map and check, but I like looking around for them. Abelard? What are you doing, big dum-dum? What you doing? Suspicious. Hi, Vigdis. I should inform you of our imminent meeting. A group of officers are discussing a grim rumor over lunch. Oh, Theodora's ghost, yeah. Wait a minute. How dare you be here? That's too close to Marajai's spot. Get out. Like, when I'm over there, flirting and saying unhinged shit with my boy, this man's gonna be listening! Fuck off!
Megos biologus Eurystheus octo rebido declaimed. Every organism naturally born, flesh from flesh, knows fear. But the supreme terror of an organic organism is invariably evoked by the threat of annihilation.
The toe man will watch, I know.
I have pondered this a great deal. Do death and terror define our existence from the very beginning? Like a kind of fate, a raised blade since our conception that governs our lives?
EOGUNN, who the fuck starts a conversation like that?
Hardly. But it is what was on my mind when you approached, and I thought it an interesting topic for discussion.
I'm trying to think what kind of consequences these dialogues with him have. Well, I guess none, because I have Toybox on and it's not showing anything, but still. What would my character feel? Death is for other people, I shall rise above it. Fuck yeah! Even in this universe, we're gonna go and become a lich.
Ambitions supported by will often cross the limit of what is possible. I would be interested to witness the moment when you realize yours.
Now that's just rude.
Thank you for indulging my curiosity. Now it is your turn to select the topic of conversation.
Right. Whew. Your speech differs from that of other tech priests. It's less mechanistic.
To think that all tech priests speak exclusively like machines is a widespread misconception among the laity. We may strive to draw closer to the machine god, but we remain part of the human race. How exactly a tech priest achieves this oneness is the choice of each individual ordained in the priesthood of Mars, depending largely on personal characteristics, practical considerations, and interpretations of the tenets of the faith. Of course, many attune their language to machine cant or even prefer not to use flesh speak at all. It is then easier for them to make contact with machine spirits. For myself, however, a key aspect of the machine god is his omniscience. I gather wisdom, and that includes from communicating with laypersons. To this end, standard low Gothic has so far proved to be the most useful. However, this does not negate the fact that I am able to speak all the binaric dialects of Mars, if circumstances so demand.
Fair.
But can anyone truly know the essence of another person? For a veil of words often shrouds meaning that cannot be discovered in one brief conversation. Then again, all the greatest works on human nature began with scant material. Ask your questions, rogue trader.
You sense you're being observed by a consciousness? Yeah. It's currently scratching my chair. But hi, Haley. You don't fucking meow at me right after you scratch my chair. Little shit. She's scratching? Yeah, she's trying to get my attention. But I already gave her attention. I don't know what the fuck she wants. Where do you hail from?
Stygius 8 is a forge world located on one of the moons of a gas giant in the binary star system of Vulcanus. A magnificent place. Stretching from horizon to horizon, mighty manufactorums crisscross the moon's surface, producing armaments and equipment. For the armies of the Segmentum Solar, the designs and patterns we produce are unequaled in the galaxy. The huge titans of the Legio Honorum tower over cohorts of Skitari, making ready to escort countless expeditions, ravenous for knowledge and lost technology. And beneath them, deep within the moon itself, lies a labyrinth of archives and laboratories, where many sages cultivate knowledge and conduct experiments in the name of understanding the will of the machine god. Nuncius and I spent our adolescence and part of our adulthood there, before we were permitted to leave our cells for the cabins of expedition ships and the tents of field camps. I miss my home, but I do not regret leaving it, for stagnation is the enemy of knowledge.
Fuck. If I were a sage, I would cultivate so much knowledge. ABC, always be cultivating. That's literally my motto. Okay. Why do you wear black robes? Aren't you supposed to wear red?
No, not all. The robes of tech priests often vary from world to world. They're imbued with symbolism that reflects the principles of a particular branch of the tech priesthood. Red is the color of Mars. It is present in the robes of each world as an homage to the Red Planet. White symbolizes the purity of machines and sacred augmetics.
And black?
One is compelled to carry a certain stigma living on Stygius 8. Certain theological disputes often lead to conflict with our fellow clergy. Black symbolizes our guardedness and otherness, while with red we emphasize the purity of our faith in the Omnissiah and our fellowship with the rest of the cult Mechanicus.
What exactly are these theological disputes, EOGUNN?
The tech priests of Stygius 8 are most dogged in their acquisition of samples of xenotechnology. Under our doctrine, any methods used to gain an advantage over the enemies of humanity are justified, so long as they do not cross the line into heresy. As you may have guessed, where exactly that line lies has been the subject of debate and discord for
I heard they had to
centuries.
put that question in because fans kept saying, how bloody dare you give those Atmec the wrong robes? Lol. Who's the move against it?
This means that we are often compelled to ensure a certain level of secrecy in our work, which only increases suspicions about our world. But for the sake of the Imperium's victory, we are prepared to live with this stigma. That is an incontrovertible fact.
I am so excited to bring him to Kimura. So excited. So someone instantly recognizes homeworld in tabletop community. Yeah. I've also been reading, cause yeah, there's a lot to be read here about that world. Tell me about your research. What is it you're trying to understand?
I have dedicated my life to many questions. The blessings of the fusion of organics and machines, the search for virtue in their separate existence, the possibility of prolonging the functioning of flesh through genetics and alchemy. The machine god is perfect in all his manifestations. This is the truth and an incontrovertible fact. But it seems to me that attempts to become like him exclusively through augmetics, though good in their righteousness, do not fully reflect his design. For the organic body is nothing but a biological machine whose components can be replaced and improved by genetic transmutation.
Oh my. You are really gonna like Kimura.
I believe the truth lies somewhere between these two paths, and both lead to my ultimate goal, my magnum opus, to challenge death itself as a phenomenon, bringing humanity closer to the eternity of the Omnissiah.
Right. What did you do before you arrived on Altar, whatever the fuck?
I may not look it, but I am a wanderer and a pilgrim. Nuncius and I have led research expeditions with the aim of finding relics and artifacts and advancing the quest for knowledge. I have also endeavored to learn from my colleagues at every opportunity, developing my expertise in genetics, hermetics, and augmetics. We have visited more than one world, voyaged on more than one ship, and got our hands dirty more than once, both literally and figuratively.
I think you are... There's a very, very high chance that you and I are not going to get along. But we'll see. Not gonna make any assumptions. So what was it like at that temple?
Many secrets lie within that blessed temple fortress. I spent decades there, but still I am not certain that I discovered all of them. However, the station's clergy are not known for their insularity for nothing. They are quite reluctant to make contact with the laity, or even other tech priests. Nuncius and I were lucky that our skills were in demand, and we were able to ensconce ourselves in that fountain of wisdom. Alas, the doctrine of isolation and the intransigence of several colleagues
no spoilers,
have brought
no.
my research to a standstill, and so I seized the opportunity to join your retinue. Many secrets lie within that blessed temple fortress. I spent decades there, but still I am not certain that I discovered all of them. However, the station's clergy are not known for their insularity for nothing. They are quite reluctant to make contact with the laity, or even other tech priests. Nuncius and I were lucky that our skills were in demand, and we were able to ensconce ourselves in that fountain of wisdom.
Be honest, with whom did you quarrel? Over his shoulder, EOGUNN tosses the words, "No, Nuncius, I was not trying to hide anything from the rogue trader. I only reasoned that the squabbles of tech priests would scarcely be of interest to her." A disagreement arose with the cloister's archchemist. Tekla Paradigm 13. She stubbornly refused to understand the importance of my research and would not authorize access to the sacrarium of alchemical reagents. Since her arguments were invalid and her theoretical basis flawed, I decided to disregard her prohibition and grant myself access. I acted discreetly to ensure that my colleagues would not discover my requisitioning of the reagents, that is, until work stopped in one of the Capilli biologies, I don't know how they pronounce it, where there was a regrettable incident involving a group of servitors I had been experimenting on, such a fuss over just a few controlled mutations. If Tekla Paradigm 13 had approached research with the same zeal she applied to making my life on the station more difficult, she could have been useful for something. Unfortunately, that was not the case. I decided to leave the station at the earliest opportunity, so as not to jeopardize my and Nuncius's efforts. The opportunity turned out to be you. Little shit.
Alas, the doctrine of isolation and the intransigence of several colleagues had brought my The Omnissiah's providence did not bring us together. The temple is quite vast, and it is no surprise that two learned men never once crossed paths. After all, each of us is blessed with our own function, and fulfilling that function is a solitary effort. Really? My dearest colleague states that Magos Haneman and I once passed each other in Service Conduit 91-R. The esteemed Magos chided me for some minor neglect in the presentation of my augments, after which, having each voiced our opinions, we parted ways. It seems I considered this event to be inconsequential, and it has escaped my memory. As has mine. Questions can reveal more about the asker than anything they may say about themselves.
I wish to know more about augments.
I can only encourage such a thirst for knowledge. Ask away. A difficult question, and thus an interesting one. From the perspective of the cult Mechanicus, augmentation is an unalloyed good. Flesh is weak, and replacing it brings us closer to the Omnissiah. But this good is also a supreme privilege. Every augmetic is a man-made miracle that glorifies the machine god. And not every layperson is worthy of such a blessing. The majority of laypersons who have lost limbs or organs are at best furnished with the most rudimentary prosthetics, if any at all. The exceptions are those who hold key posts in the Imperium, or who cannot perform their duties without replacing their organics with more efficient equivalents. And naturally, there are exceptional individuals, such as rogue traders, who can afford the best augments at the wave of their hand. Or rather, its loss. Just think about it. You are one of untold billions, and you succeeded in becoming a statistical improbability. How could one perceive anything in these metaphysical mathematics but the design of the machine god?
What augments do you have?
I have a great many of them, and most possess rather esoteric functions that are difficult to explain to a layperson. The most obvious is the galvanic cell. My hull is quite heavy, so it is supported by a gravitic core, mechadendrites, of course, an alembic with an alchemical synthesizer, auxiliary cogitators, an eye with magnifiers and analyzers, a respiratory... My dearest colleague suggests that my answer is becoming tiresome. If you are curious, I would be pleased to attempt to compose a treatise on my construction. But the more difficult task will be to give it a form comprehensible to a layperson.
Hypothetically, if a lumen burned out in my chambers, could your galvanic cell revive it?
With a suitable source of motive force to redistribute, I could light up the lumens of an entire deck, rogue trader. However, I do hope that is not the only application you will find for my talents.
Fair enough. Isn't your face rather too organic? Most tech priests have more implants.
If my physiognomy offends you, there is no need to hide it behind feigned interest. However, I will answer on the hypothesis that your question is sincere. My face looks as it does because that is how I prefer it.
Fair.
A Vox grill is practical, but there is something about speaking my thoughts aloud via an organic vocal apparatus. Consider it my little extravagance. Besides, appearances are deceiving. My internals have been extensively augmented, and I am fully fluent in lingua technis and binaric. My dearest colleague amply meets all other communication needs.
Makes it clear the communication need for further discussion has been decisively met. Fascinating. I'm curious about Nuncius.
My dearest colleague is incredibly flattered by the attention. Please, ask your questions.
Darrow will call him Cogbelly. That's funny, but please don't spoil things. What is he?
He is my dearest colleague and indispensable assistant.
A servo skull is incapable of complex thought. How can he be your colleague?
A superb question. It is quite difficult to explain to a lay person, but I will try. To put it quite crudely, Nuncius helps me to think. He constitutes an exceptionally complex network of algorithms that augment my own. They contain conflicting points of view that seek out flaws in my reasoning, and information that is more useful to me if it is not kept in my own head. So I delegate it to him. He is wholly unique.
EOGUNN, be honest with me. Is Nuncius an abominable intelligence?
Are you truly asking me if I have violated one of the Omnissiah's core commandments as blithely as if you were asking to borrow my stylus?
Yes.
No. 1,000 times no. How could such a thing even be wrought from a single servo skull? A wicked mind of that caliber would require a receptacle of significant cogitational potential. I am deeply outraged by this insinuation, and simultaneously flattered by your assessment of my skills.
Sub-Zero, thank you for the follow.
My dearest colleague asks me to convey that he does not share my strong emotions, and humbly apologizes for this outburst. He also swears before the machine god that he was created according to all the canons of sacred engineering.
How long have you two been together?
We have shared a cell since our novitiate on Styges 8. 138 planetary cycles and 72 days have elapsed since then. It may not be accurate in a temporal sense, but you could say we have been together my whole life.
Nuncius, I wish to speak to you.
I will take it upon myself to interpret his words, but I beg your pardon in advance for falling far short of my dearest colleague in terms of rhetorical elegance.
Okay. Can you understand me?
Yes.
Why are you always silent?
Your presumption is incorrect. Nuncius is really rather chatty and holds strong views on every conceivable topic, which he does not hesitate to express at the first opportunity. Alas, you, as a layperson, are unable to hear his fiery declarations and witty remarks. Nuncius categorizes this fact as regrettable.
It is. What is your opinion of EOGUNN?
Yes, Nuncius. I will relay it verbatim. He says that I possess a remarkable mind and excellent practical skills, but my excitability, especially combined with my stubbornness to the point of ossification, would have stunted my development were it not for his thoughtful advice and fair criticism.
Of course.
He also adds that the thought of working with anyone other than me evokes repulsion and outrage in him. The value coefficient of our relationship is extremely high in his catalogue.
Admit it, you're really the clever one in this partnership, aren't you?
Nuncius, what an appalling thing to say. Our partnership is perfectly equal. Keep your mischief-making to yourself, and don't mislead the rogue trader.
How many times a day does EOGUNN say, "This is an incontrovertible fact"?
That cannot be right. That often. Yes, Nuncius, I would be obliged if you would assist in monitoring my vocabulary. But watch that superior tone of yours, please. Nuncius states that this... Nuncius says that he will leave a channel for inquiries.
You have knowledge of
about his-
Xenos?
The rank of janitor grants me the right to study their foul anatomy and behavior for the purposes of identifying their weaknesses. I have personally dissected more than one specimen.
Oh,
and
we are
have
not
even
going to get
preserved
along.
specific body parts for further investigation.
We are definitely not getting
I
along.
research and study their technology to the same end. There is no shame in using our enemies' weapons against them, no matter what some narrow-minded colleagues may say.
What kind of Xenos do you study?
The mythical kind, shall we say. The subject of my research is an ancient, unusually advanced xeno-civilization. Some among the tech clergy call them Nephilimix, believing them to be the first creations of the Omnissiah.
I see.
Others call them iron anathemas, considering them to be the spawn of abominable intelligence. But the initiated?
Know them as Necrons. Yes, I know.
And believe me, the hand of the machine god has never touched these monstrous creatures.
He's not into Eldar, it seems. Yeah, that's what I realized. As soon as I saw the word Nephilimex and I realized that's Necrons, I was like, oh, okay. We're gonna get along then.
After more than 1 decade of searching, I have amassed a modest collection of objects that belonged to these Necrons. But I have never succeeded in understanding the purpose of most of them. Many believe that Necrons died out long ago, leaving behind only ruins of black rock. But I do not believe so. They exist still.
I can already imagine how happy he's gonna be in the 5th act. That's what I was thinking. Oh. 1 second, sorry. Right. There we go. That was weird. My computer's clock was an hour behind for no reason. Anyway. One second. Alright, I'll be able to see it later. Why do you believe they're still alive?
I have encountered inconsistencies in my research. Ghost colonies with fresh tracks that match the descriptions of these Xenos from various sources. Adeptus Mechanicus expeditions that plunged into obsidian ruins, never to return. Gaps in the knowledge repositories of individual worlds, as if someone had been trying to hide information in isolation. All these are unexplained coincidences. But if I analyze the cumulative frequency of the events and the...
Necrons are alive, yes. Well, alive is a strong word.
That's the beauty of it. I don't know. Allow me to specify. It includes objects of mostly regular forms, cubes, spheres, cylinders, made of unknown black stone or metal. Many are covered in glyphs or patterns that cannot be deciphered. Fascinating trinkets that I have spent years studying, but have never progressed. Perhaps my approach is fundamentally flawed. I appreciate your restraint, rogue trader. In my experience, such words directed at me do not constitute a question, but an accusation. I will not attempt to convince you of my righteousness. Fact 1. My interest in Xenos is easily mistaken for a proclivity. It is not. I find them no more appealing than I would a cadaver being vivisected to ascertain what sickness ended its existence.
And this is why I said we're not going to
They
get
are
along.
Objects that I study in order to answer a simple question. How can they be destroyed most effectively? Fact 2. Certain species of Xenos exhibit technological proficiency. Their weapons and artifacts possess destructive and utilitarian properties that could elevate the power of the Imperium. In studying these properties, I find ways to translate
I know
them
I
to
come
the
across as woke, but don't insult me. I'm
technologies
racist as
bestowed
all hell, I'll
upon us
have you
by
know.
the
Pretty
machine
much, yeah.
god. No wicked deed of innovation is committed. I liken this research to the creation of new production patterns. Fact 3, the last. My research is directed solely toward advancing the quest for knowledge and strengthening the Imperium. Though a certain boldness may be inherent to my work, I do observe the dogmas and follow the righteous algorithms of the cult Mechanicus. Here ends the presentation on my position. I look forward to seeing what new topic of discussion you propose.
I'm just gonna... No. No. Nah. That's not gonna work. Okay.
The rank of Janitor grants me the right to study their foul anatomy and behavior for the purposes of identifying their weaknesses. I have personally dissected more than one specimen, and have even preserved specific body parts for further investigation. I research and study their technology to the same end. There is no shame in using our enemies' weapons against them, no matter what some narrow-minded colleagues may say. I look forward to seeing what new topic of
So
discussion
the implication
you propose.
is he might have actually seen a Necron. You wish to debate, let's begin with something simple. What is the meaning of life? Oh yeah, that's something simple.
Splendid! It has been a long time since I last had a worthy opponent. Not including my dearest colleague, of course. So, to the topic. I have never understood why some thinkers present this question as something profound, when the answer is utterly trivial. The meaning of life is determined by a person's position in the hierarchy
Sub-Zero, thank you so
of
much
the
for 2
Imperium,
subscriptions to the
and
community.
where he or she is deployed. But ultimately, what it comes down to is supporting the
Glitching
functioning
Toy
of the system.
and Bad Llama. Probably. Think Mr. and or Miss and or human being of high standing, Sub-Zero, for the tier 1 subs. That was mighty kind of you.
The worker produces or processes a resource. The soldier destroys enemies. The governor ensures order and the shipment of tithes. The
No, sis, do you
meaning-
agree?
My dearest colleague has accused me of oversimplifying matters. He believes that in trying to convey my point of view, I neglected many of the nuances you set forth in the question, and thus gave a trite answer myself. But he considers the general premise to be correct, albeit riddled with holes.
I disagree. A person chooses what they live for.
Only a rogue trader would make such a claim. Do you really think that your unique position as the Emperor's anointed, which grants you unheard of liberties, translates so easily to the rest of us?
That's not what I said. I know exactly what you thought I said, but that's not what I said. A worker who perfectly fulfills this function may believe that the meaning of his life is to provide for his family. That is for him alone to decide. A person can change their function if they're willing to fight for a different existence. As soon as I said it, I realized I woefully know. No, it's the first one. It's that regardless, I didn't say that everyone can choose their lot in life. You know, if you just work hard enough, that's not what I fucking said, and I have no idea why the fuck he would assume that. He's supposed to be a somewhat intelligent fucking character. What I actually said was that each person chooses what the meaning of their life is. So even if you are living in the Imperium, where pretty much everything is set for you, except for rogue traders who have a considerable amount of liberty, most other people are pretty stuck with whatever lot they've been handed in life. They still can choose what it is that provides them with meaning. It's just that choice will, of course, be informed by the lot that they have been handed. Sub-Zero, thank you so much for... Oh, we're at 150 pounds on the Mermaid's Charity. That's nice. Thank you so much for the 5 pounds donation. Worker who...
Curiously enough, you and I are at odds on the difference between the particular and the general. I considered the meaning of life as a global concept within the framework of society, while you took the individual as your starting point. But
no, I didn't.
how
No, you
these
didn't.
two concepts marry up is a topic for a separate discussion.
No. That would be the case if you had... I hate when people try to write an intelligent character, but they don't know how to write an intelligent character, because it immediately just becomes very apparent. Buddy. If the difference between our arguments were that I was taking the individual/particular case and you were taking the general case, then you would have answered the question, what is the meaning of life, with an answer that is about life in general. So what is the meaning of life on the galaxy, of life, of humanity, right? But he didn't. He gave an answer that was at the individual level. He said that the lives of each individual are according to their function. So, no. You are also giving a particular or individual-based answer. Just like I did. We just disagree. How's his attitude towards Xenos any different from basically all other companions? That he is curious about them. He thinks it's completely normal to be curious about them. And he thinks it's normal to, like, grab... to, like, search for and utilize Xenos weapons and Xenos technology, when most of our companions do not agree with that last part. To be fair, there's a lot of thought police in Warhammer, sometimes literally. I don't understand how that's related to... Huh? I hate smart characters written by people who are not smart in that area of life, who are not knowledgeable, but yes, basically, yeah. It's really frustrating. It is, and it becomes so fucking annoying when they just so happen to be writing about that one niche thing that you know about, and then you can see, you cannot unsee how, like, contrived their writing is. You should see me watching literally any hacker movie / series and just cringing to the high heavens the entire time. Sometimes it's just funny. Sometimes movies and series that talk about things that you know a little more than the average person about. Sometimes it's just funny how bad it is. But sometimes it is just really fucking frustrating. Choosing the meaning of life regardless of position in life is not really a thing sometimes. It is... That would only be... What you're saying would only be true if you're talking about people who literally have no free will. Like, inside their own minds. Like, they're mind-controlled 100% of the time. Oh, do you not enjoy it when they say, I'm in? No, 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 I love that. I love the memes. I'm in. I've hacked into the mainframe. I love the memes, bro. It's like hearing Russian spoken in a foreign movie. It's cringe. Oh, I know what you're talking about, yes.
I thank you for the interesting discussion, rogue trader.
I no longer wish to see you in my retinue. I must take my...
I find our conversation stimulating.
Do you?
And I will look forward to your next visit.
I don't think he and I are gonna get along, especially when Sirliet is here and Gottfried and Marajai later. Oof. I don't think we're gonna get along. We'll see. But it's really, really late and I have to go. I have to go because after 11 p.m. I can't be noisy. It's the yellow filter they put on my city. You're from Mexico. Is that the meme? Oh, the fucking yellow filter. The Mexico filter. I am Vladimir Foreigner. I'm here to drink vodka. Exactly. Oh, Istanbul. They also put a yellow filter on Istanbul. That is so funny. Holy shit. I didn't know that. It's so dumb. Why is everything yellow filtered? Anyway. I will see you guys tomorrow. Assuming my computer doesn't fucking die for no reason again.